All right, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there are other mediums in which you can enjoy this content. But my favorite way is the blog. And the blog is parked at myfxbuddies.blogspot.com, but that is a lot to remember and or type in. So, wherever you are engaging with this content, look for a prompt of more info, intro, description, something of that nature. Click on it, and another box will open that will have more information, including a link directly to the blog, the free blog. And you don't even have to put your email in, and I don't sell you anything. All right, so thank you. I want to say thank you for your support. Thank you for new subscribers. And at 11 minutes and 11 seconds, a little icon is going to pop up if you're watching this on YouTube in the right-hand corner, and you tap it, and then I think it says, "Are you sure?" And you tap it again, and then you're subscribed for free. And then when I update, you should get notified, but who knows, right? Alrighty, so I'm talking a little louder because it's not as late tonight, and it shouldn't take as long. So today is Tuesday, July 29th. We're almost to August 1st. So the news is pretty much the same. The parallel market rate is going down. They're still up in the air with the oil. Mohammed Saleh came out to the people and explained why, and we're going to go over this again, why the dollar is declining and what it means. And, there's some other stuff. So we'll get right to it. Speculation down. Dinar is up. Iraq's digital shift explained. And that picture is probably going to be the thumbnail because the dollar is going down. Well, in Iraq, we want it to go down, right? But anyway, yeah, that's conversation for another place. Okay, so it's still kind of, if you watched yesterday, no, you have to watch the short one that I did. But it's 18 minutes. It's a video that's 18 minutes. I don't know the name. But it lists 10 things, 10 reasons why the dollar rate is going down. So he pretty much says the same thing. So at this point, this is citizen education. Perhaps they're asking questions because they have little boxes. Little boxes, little boxes. Remember that? Did you watch that show? What was that show called? Weeds. Anyway, they have I'm going to call them suggestion boxes, complaint boxes, but they have boxes and they can write a note and slip it in there. But I wonder if they know they're on camera. Because I think the idea is to be anonymous. You're making an anonymous complaint or whatever, right? And then people go around and pick up what's in the boxes. So maybe they're asking questions in those boxes. I don't know. But for some reason, they're running the same articles, just chopped up in different ways. Sometimes they're broken up in number points. Sometimes they're just summaries, like this one today. And Mohammed Saleh confirmed on Tuesday that the expansion of the electronic transactions has contributed to reducing speculation and unreal demand for the dollar, which has lowered its price in the parallel market. However, today it was the same. It went up. It started higher because remember it closed at 1382. And then when it opened, it went up. It stayed up during the mid-afternoon. And then the closing one, it went back down, but still not like it was in the 39s, 1339. So I was hoping this week to see 1379, 75, maybe. I'm not giving up. Tomorrow's just Wednesday, so we'll see. Now, this talks about verification of documents. That was not in the other ones, or if it was, I overlooked them. But the expansion in the use of bank cards and electronic transactions has contributed to reducing the margin of speculation. Now, that could be, I could see people reading that and not understanding that, right? So that's why I say their education. And unreal demand for the dollar, especially after linking transfer and trade finance operations to digital data and prior verification of documents, such as the Advanced Customs Declaration. He, being Saleh, indicated that citizens' reliance on digital payment tools, both locally and during foreign travel, has led to a decline in the volume of cash trading in dollars outside the official system. So that helps, right? And then here again, they're going with this, the task force stuff, but they linked in the Middle East and North Africa one. So, using the less dollars outside of the system, that has begun to have positive impacts at the international level as well. And so there's less people being caught, so they say, with smuggling and money laundering. Okay, so those are the two, but everything else is pretty much the same. Innovation and small business technology. Saleh noted that digital technology development paths are taken on more modern dimensions, right? Apps. Oh, delivery apps. Distance learning. Oh, you know what? Let me show you something. Sorry. I did that. Oh, oh wait. Yeah. Look at this. This is a Kurdish site. It says Asiaverse because it's Asia Cell. So here he is, I guess, in the real world. And then here he is in the virtual world. So I'm like, is Asiaverse copying Metaverse? Does Mark Zuckerberg know about this? But I think that's what it is, right? Look, there's the CBI building, but it's different colors. It's this whatever. I think this is gray, right? Gray or white. And I don't know. Is this brown? Red? Maybe red. I bet it's red. It looks brown to me, but it's probably red. Because brown, who uses brown for anything? Anyway, isn't that cool? All right, I thought that was pretty cool. I wanted to share that with you. So we'll go back. All right. So, and then you see the age of that guy. He's probably 25, 30, right? So definitely targeting a certain age group. So lastly, we'll go with this. He pointed out that these trends and I will never be in the metaverse, but I do think the concept is cool, but no, never. All right. He pointed out that these trends will undoubtedly contribute to creating sustainable jobs, reducing operating costs, and increasing the productivity of the national economy in a promising digital era for Iraq. All right. Then here, another Iraqi dinar nears official rate as market stabilizes. And so after I read that title and I read this article, and look at the dinar. It may be lower in country. The price may be lower because this wording is strong, like it went down again. And it didn't. But here, from chaos to coordination. Coordinate. Until recently, the dinar's value on the street was largely dictated by informal market players who thrived on gaps between official and parallel exchange rates. But over the past year, no, how about a couple of months? Okay, forgive me. Anyway, but over the past year, the Iraqi government has launched a wide-ranging campaign to take back control by tightening regulation, changing how dollars are assessed, and nudging both businesses and individuals toward official channels. So they have been doing some of that for the past year, but this nudging them towards official channels, they just started doing that because now they have to go through official channels too, right? So then here's the government's decision to ban US dollar transactions for local high value purchases, especially in real estate and luxury goods. See, nothing new, right? Speculation is being replaced by structure. Now, I do like that. And then also right before that, oh, that's right, I keep tapping, and the tapping's not working. So I'm here. Reducing the space for dollar hoarding and speculative arbitration. We definitely want those to go down. Speculation is being replaced by structure. That's here, said Mohammed Saleh, financial advisor to the Prime Minister. The state has finally begun to set the rules, and the market is responding. Is it? I don't know. I don't know that it is. Get below 1380 this week, and then maybe I'll believe you. A new flow of dollars. We don't want flow of dollars. We want flow of dinars. But they're talking about the companies selling oil on global markets and bring dollars back into Iraq through their own channels, providing the economy with a fresh, non-central bank supply of hard currency. It's probably not wanted, but that's what's happening. Yeah, so as the demand for cash dollars soften, the gap between the official and street rate is closing. Right? We've been through that. Structural overhaul meets economic cool down. Then the road ahead. Let's close with that. Right? The road ahead. Iraq's challenge has never been about a lack of resources. With healthy foreign reserves and oil exports still strong, the question has always been whether those resources could be managed transparently and strategically. Now, for the first time in years, there's momentum toward that goal. The dinar's recovery is not just a technical market win, it's a reflection of rising trust in the state's ability to regulate and stabilize. Whether this trajectory holds will depend on consistent enforcement, sustained reforms, right? And the government's ability to shield its progress from political turbulence. But for now, the message from the market is clear. The dinar is no longer drifting, it's being steered. So, could steered also mean manipulated? All right, so it was Tuesday. They had their Council of Ministers meeting. They have every Tuesday. And somehow, because fake payment cards are confusing the country, they lowered the fees by 50%. I don't see how the two, correlate? Is that the word? Correlate together? But hey, I'm all for lower fees, right? Oh, and then here's this title, heading, whatever, stimulation, stimulating financial inclusion or an attempt to contain chaos. Yeah, so the phenomenon, let me click here. The phenomenon of fake cards is spreading. These cards are issued in fictitious names or to people who do not really use them. Instead, they are used as a front to transfer money abroad without any real oversight. Banking networks and exchange companies are involved in suspicious transactions related to the illegal issuance of cards exploiting weak identity verification mechanisms. I mean, they already have some pretty serious verification mechanisms, but there's just always crooks are crooks, and that's what they do. They find ways around everything, right? So there's more to that, yeah. But so they did other things too, but this was the only one that I wanted to talk about. All right. This is an article about the liquidity crisis, which they say there isn't one, right? No. There's no liquidity crisis. Everything's fine. We got gold. We got foreign reserves. Yeah, well, here's an article. And who is this? A financial affairs expert. The liquidity crisis is suffocating the government, and the deficit is exposing the financial system ahead of the budget schedules. So basically, it's another article about how, but oh no, because there's a lawyer guy whose name is Tamimi also, but it says Iraq is facing real difficulty in passing the 2025 budget schedules due to the severe shortage of financial liquidity in the state. The shortage is the result of declining non-oil revenues and the delay in implementing some financial and administrative reforms. So if that's true, we know how they could fix it, right? Change the rate, put the new notes out, pass all those laws so all the money that's waiting to come in the country can come in. I'm here. There's absence of effective tax collection. So they're gonna say, hey, you got your new purchasing power. Guess what? We're taxing you. But I think they know. I think they've done enough discussion about it now that they know. I still think they should give them a year's break. Let them get used to getting money regularly. So anyone in Iraq, if you're listening, just, yeah, make that law. They're going to get a year's reprieve from taxes. All right. We'll see if that happens. I doubt it. This warning is resonating within economic circles, as delaying the budget submission would bring institutions to a near total standstill, impact investment projects, create uncertainty among the private sector and investors, and deepen external doubts about Iraq's financial stability. So when I read that, I was wondering, I have no doubt it's going to happen. I just don't know when. And so I'm thinking, all of these people that are involved with these projects and the private sector and the investors, do they feel like we feel? Are they ready to give up? I told two more people, go enjoy the rest of your summer. If the RV happens, you know it's going to be everywhere. But step away. Step away from getting on all the calls and reading everything, especially those stupid AI videos that you guys keep watching, that just, even the thumbnails, I almost said it's blasphemous. It's not that bad. But they have the blatantly false uh titles, but you still click on it and watch it. But hopefully, because YouTube has said they're gonna clamp down on those videos that are just AI. Everything in those are fake. Those people that are in there, they're not real people. Those voices, they're not real voices. It's all AI generated. And it gets some of you guys on the roller coaster. Anyway, But, and see, someone told me, you should have way more subscribers. And I'm like, yeah, I should, but they don't want to hear what I'm saying. They want to hear, oh, we're going to the bank tomorrow. And I'm like, we may not go to the bank till next year. So they don't want to hear that. But, just take it as data points. I'm just a regular person, but I've seen the patterns over the years. And yeah. Anyway, Iraq, stagnant markets and declining trade push the dollar to stabilize. So here's another one about the dollar going down. And we're at 20 minutes, so I'm going to hurry up. So there's 3 articles about oil. I put this one on top because this is the shortest and the best. Erbil agrees to send 120 billion dinars to Baghdad and deliver July payrolls, I think in 2 days. Well, there's a meeting tomorrow. And they're going to submit everything, I think, in 2 days, but the people are going to get paid next week. All right, speaking of getting paid, because I'm tired of dreaming about getting paid. No, I'm about to get paid. Remember that song, Eric B. and Rakim? For those of you who listen to that type of music in that time. If you want to support my Epics buddies, there's the ways that you can support me, and I appreciate it, big or small. I appreciate it all. So when this is a live blog, the Buy Me a Coffee link will be live. Cash App is always live, and so is PayPal. And I thank you in advance. Thank you, thank you. Okay, you could read this. I don't know, Sadani was like tired, I guess. Maybe, I don't know, but it says Sadani explodes. Iraq security begins in Damascus. And fiery statements from Sadani. So here he had an interview. Oh, I forgot to tell you at the beginning. There's a video. And where do I put videos? Yes, all the way down at the bottom. Because there's some people who they want to hear about the articles, but they don't want to read them. So this is him being interviewed. And it says he seeks closer ties with the U.S. while keeping these groups that have pew-pews at bay. So, and it has English subtitles. It's just 5 minutes. So, for those of you who are interested in stuff like that, I have put that at the bottom of the blog. Oh, yeah, there he is. So, if I hit that, no, yeah, because it's not live, it won't play. So, let's see. We're going to wrap this up because there is a new twist in what Turkey wants. Turkey all of a sudden said, when you open these pipelines, I want them at full capacity. Yeah, we've been doing, however much barrels we've been doing, but we could do more. And I want them done at full capacity. So that's a new bargaining chip. They'll have to talk about that. Did I skip Maliki? Yeah. So it's unclear, but look, when I first saw the picture, I thought he was in a hospital gown, but I think he's in his ceremonial dress. But so let's read this because it started over the weekend. I'm just trying to. Oh no, we can't skip this. For all you people who love the World Trade Organization, they put out an update article today. The Ministry of Commerce discusses with the ITC, which is International Trade, something that starts with a C, the latest developments regarding Iraq's ascension to the World Trade Organization and enhancing technical support. So It doesn't even say when the next meeting is, just that this is a meeting to prepare for the next meeting, and they need to get their technology together. And here, International Trade Center. That's what the C is for. So yeah, so we got an update. So all of this is good, right? Just in the past, when there's been times where it seemed the rate was going to change, there was constant talk about the rate changing. There was talk about Article 140, and there's been 2 articles about Article 140. I just didn't talk about it. And now we have them talking about the World Trade Organization. So, it's the perfect storm, they say. It's the lineup of the perfect storm. Okay, now back to everyone's favorite villain. So, over the weekend, I didn't see any articles saying Maliki was in the hospital, but I saw an article saying, oh, it's a rumor. No, no, no. What they do is they put the truth about Maliki being in the hospital. And then you read it and it says he's not in the hospital. It's a rumor, right? But then today, Maliki undergoes medical tests at that hospital. You can see right there the name of the hospital. So it came out in the morning, and I said, well, let's wait. If 2 hours from now, if nothing comes out refuting it, then I'll believe it. So yeah, he underwent medical tests. Now there's one report saying he had a heart attack. There's another one saying he had a stroke. But they're just saying he went there for tests and a routine wellness. But I don't believe that. He had something. Yeah, see here. He was transferred to the hospital after suffering a mild heart attack. And he'll be admitted to the operating room for an urgent. Yeah, I can't say that word. I know what it is, but it doesn't come out well. Like, you'd be like, what did she just say? Oh, so then this came out later. First appearance after today's test. Jeez, I can't talk. So it says he inserts an intravenous thrombolytic valve and receives the Minister of Agriculture. I don't know what that is, thrombolytic, but I like that word. So yeah, so he's like, hey, I gotta get out of here because I got an appointment. The Minister of Agriculture is coming to the office and I need to talk to him. Oh, but yeah, so I guess he didn't stay. And I also think perhaps with the elections coming so close, he doesn't want to appear sickly because, who's going to vote for someone who's on their way out, right? Even though we don't know that he's on his way out, but you just never know because they won't tell the truth, right? So you don't have to, but you could presume the worst, right? All right, so let's see. Yeah, we're almost done. To follow up on the disbursement of 2 months' salaries, the Kurdistan Regional Government's Council of Ministers will hold a meeting. So yeah, so they're trying to get both of them done at the same time. So they had to agree to send oil, but they had already agreed to send the oil. But I think the amount of oil increased. Here's a really long article about the sand pipeline. So not only does Turkey want more oil to be produced through that pipeline, they want it to be upgraded because someone has done testing and apparently those pipelines only last like 50 years. And wouldn't you know, it's 52 years old. So I don't know if that's going to hold anything up, but those are new things that Turkey's asking for. So we'll see. We shall see what we shall see. See, costly renovation. Costly renovation. Did you see that? All right. So I think that's it. That is it. And there's the interview with Son. Yeah, he doesn't mention the rate or anything, but maybe the relationship between he and our president is on the mend. So if you watch that and read it, you'll see. All right. So again, I will say thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate the comments. And it is it's rough. It is rough to get through, especially summer. Summer slows down. Even there's all these reports of September being the worst month for the stock market. It might be a little different this year with everything that the US president is doing. But so that's why I'm saying I tell people who are just tired, burnt out, wiped out, um, doubting. These are all things that I hear from people, and I tell them, go have fun, go to the beach, go. I mean, I know people don't have money, which is why, but do something fun, step away, and instead of listening, like I said, listening to all the calls and watching all these crazy videos, um, just don't. Oh, I sound like somebody. Don't. Anyway, all right. So I will say accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any emails and pay all your bills. I already said join, like, subscribe, and all that stuff, right? Yeah. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out. If you missed the last episode, it's going to pop up right after the end of this one. And enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you are indulging in this content. And until next time.